Welcome to Reaction Shot. This is our first attempt at doing a YouTube video. I am Covenant Ironface, and this is my partner, Drakmel Caress.
Sounds so silly when you say it, but what we actually were wanting to do is take a look at some new movies that had come out, and their first night, check them out and see what we thought. Now, the reason for doing this is we're constantly having critical debates about these movies, and after sharing with a few friends, they kind of agreed, so we wanted to see what everyone else thought.
And since we're asked whether or not these movies are worth going to see anyways, we might as well put it on YouTube and tell everybody anyways. The first video that we have seen for this test video was Furious 7.
Now, what we're wanting to do, especially with this video, is to try and break it down into about 4 equal parts to really analyze each movie and how it comes down. Those would be the plot, our main characters, your supporting cast, and the cinematography.
Pretty much. We agreed you were going to start with plot.
And so we're going to begin with looking at the plot. Now, for those of you that have seen the previous movies, you know a little bit building up. This is a sequel, so it does play off the other movies. But it doesn't have as main plot as the trailers and other things would kind of let you believe. One of the main aspects here in the plot is that the brother of one of the previous villains has come back for this movie and is trying to get revenge on our main characters. However, that kind of falls to the wayside. It starts with that, it ends with that. It's a little bit in between, but what really is going on in the movie is they're looking for this thing called, the God's Eye.
Do we really want to spoil the whole movie, though?
No, we may actually have to do some editing then. Never mind. But they're looking for something else. But the basics of the plot is they need this device to find the brother, and they want to take him out before he can take them out. So, car chases and everything as usual across the entire universe.
Pretty much.
Looking for this device, and really, but it does end up boiling down to getting rid of this, this extra brother and the conflict from that. It's a decently believable plot. It has a few plot holes with characters and stuff, but I'll probably look at more of that with cast and subcast later on. But if you really want to look more at the characters...
Okay. Main characters are, of course, Paul Walker as Brian, and Vin Diesel as Dom, and Jason Statham as the bad guy's brother. I don't even remember his name. Shaw, that was their last name.
Dexter Shaw.
Yeah. Who cares what his last name is? He was pretty much playing the transporter guy. That's what he was. That's pretty much all he does. And I've got to admit, I was completely surprised. He really does come off as menacing. He doesn't get as much showtime as he really deserves, but good job on Jason Statham for really bringing out the bad guy. Totally surprised. Kurt Russell, total surprise. Absolutely loved him. Brought him more of a side character than his job, but I absolutely had to say that first. Other main characters are, of course, the Joker guy and the tech guy. They do the joke stuff and they do the tech stuff.
They're not really that important. I wouldn't call them main characters at that point.
You just said that earlier, that they were they're part of the crew. They're part of the crew. They're part of the crew. Yeah, pretty much that's the good guys. The bad guys, absolutely acting is completely superb. Did not expect that whatsoever. Side characters?
A couple of the ones he mentioned, some of the crew members do kind of fall to the wayside. They're only there for either the jokes or a little bit of tech talk. There's another character that's introduced named Ramsey, who is also only there for basically using this other device. So she's not really important. But she's also there for a little bit of tech talk. There's another character that's introduced named Ramsey, who is also only there for basically using this other device. So she's not really important, but she's not really important. 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 She's not really important But does play a good role, and she's the butt of a couple of jokes from the rest of the crew. There's also a couple of villains that really not important, but they're good action shots. They don't even give a name to one of them, but they've got this parkour martial artist that has some really good shots, some good action to it, and of course your Nigerian warlord, or they didn't even say where he was from, just this other enemy faction. And they gave good support. They really helped the story on both ends, whether, being friends for our crew and helping them through this series of events, or, hunting them down with our bad guy that Statham is playing, and Kurt Russell. He also plays somewhere between a major and a minor part. He is a good actor regardless, as he was saying, and he brings a good performance, but I kind of wish we'd seen more of him in this situation. He kind of drops off pointlessly most of the way through the movie. So I wish he had a better chance there to become a better character and develop more, other than I'm spooky CIA guy or FBI guy or whatever faction they are.
Yeah, he was actually he specifically called himself Mr. Nobody. So
Mr. Nobody.
He's one of those I don't work for anybody, but I really do kind of thing.
But one of the other major things, and we'll probably go into more detail at some other point, but one of the other major things we also want to look at is the cinematography of our movie.
Okay. The asshole who thinks he's artsy with the fast forward button, go fucking shoot yourself. Oh my god. It got better towards the end, but at the very beginning, what the fuck was going on? Seriously, fast forward, stop, fast forward, stop, fast forward. Stop it! You're not artsy, that wasn't funny. Duh!
Beyond what aggravates you, though.
Yes. But, as I said, it got better along the way. Some of the shaky camera during the fights, I understand that you're trying to make it seem like stuff is going on, but it really makes it hard to understand what's going on when you're flipping the camera literally.
Yeah, camera following the characters falling over or sliding down things.
Once or twice is okay, but it does it way too many times. For the most part, though, it was well shot. The characters were well shown. Camera had a couple of good jokes with the characters and the cars and all the flipping and and jumping and all. It was well shot, but that aggravated the hell out of me. It was just stop. Whoever's got the fast forward button, stop.
What about the scenery and stuff as well, though? I thought it was pretty good, but
really, besides a couple of monumentals, hey, we're in Dubai, because it says we're in Dubai, and it's got those two giant tower buildings. Three. Yeah.
Oh, 3 is honorable. Sorry.
Sorry. But yeah, besides them telling you where you're at, it's mostly desert here, desert there, desert here, and now we're back in the city for some reason. The jumping of the scenery was kind of annoying, but it was pretty well shot. Overall, I gotta say it was pretty much of an enjoyable movie. I absolutely wanted to go into this movie hating it, and came out, it was pretty good. It wasn't the great movie, it wasn't like the first one, it wasn't like Fast 5, which were absolutely phenomenal, but it was a good note to go out on. Please stop. Don't make any more.
Don't make any more.
You've got a really good ending, and just leave it there.
I'm gonna kind of agree. I'd have to say that it's probably a little bit meh, but then again, you usually like action movies more than I do. It does pull a good ending, but because of various plot holes and things, like we mentioned it beforehand, that, you know, ruin the suspension of belief and the ideas that these things can happen, I kind of find myself on the fence about the movie. The real question, if I were to say anything for it being a good movie, is it would be a good movie if you enjoyed the previous ones. I thought they were okay. I think this one's okay as well. If you like the other ones, then I think this is worth going and seeing. What do you think?
I think for the most part, at least for action fans, it was worth a see. I wouldn't go see it again, but I might pick up the DVD when it comes out in a few months. It was a good movie. It wasn't a great movie. It wasn't, you know, going to be a classic, but it was a good way to end this franchise that they've been trying to build.
I could go with that. And as a standalone, the movie was also decent. I mean, we're talking action movies. Even if you cut out the other 6 behind it, you've got like you're saying, you've got plenty of decent action shots. There's a lot of stuff going on, even with a few subplots and plot holes. If you're an action fan, or if you just like the other ones, go check out the movie once. Go see it with friends. I think you'll really enjoy it.
All right, that is our reaction shot. In cinema, that's a shot that goes directly back towards a character after something occurs, and that's why we decided to call it this. We're going to try and do this about twice a month.
When we go see a couple of movies.
Yeah. We're going to start seeing more movies that we don't particularly want to see, but because so many people ask us what do we think of this anyways, we might as well go see a few good movies and get a few chuckles.
And a few bad ones. The next one on our list right now is going to be Age of Ultron, Yay Avengers, and I'm sure that we're hoping that a few people will tune in and check it out. If you've got any other movies coming out soon that you'd like to suggest, go ahead and leave a comment, and we'll see if we can check those out as well for the whole 301 plus of you that watch this.
All right. See you next time.